Welcome to the Alive Loren Podcast, and a place celebrating juicy, soulful, whole body, living, being, adventuring. So today, I want to share a little around life's palette, emotional palette. So a couple of layers of things, just also like another reminder of how easily things can be misinterpreted, or how easily like mistakes and the wheels can fall off, not intended at all. So like, for example, I'm part of a kind of dance group, the messaging group, right? And because I'm away for work in Amsterdam, all of it gets posted in Hebrew, and my Hebrew is not very strong, so I find I need to copy and paste the messages into Google Translate, and so sometimes, it takes a while, or I may select a few messages and do it, and then select a few more, and I could miss some. So what happened the other day was, as I was looking, because I said to everybody I was going to miss everybody, and I'm not there for the lesson, and then somebody replied in English saying that to wish me well and to post like a picture. So I kind of copied and pasted some of the messages to see what else had been said since. But then in the moments that I was putting together a message and then translating it from English to Hebrew and sending a little picture of something from Amsterdam, someone else in the group posted about someone losing their brother. So now there's this communication about this person's brother passing away, and then people are starting to wish condolences, and then there pops my message about Amsterdam. Oh God. And it was like completely not intentional to do that, and thank God I got a message just pointing this out to me, so I quickly deleted it and sent more of a condolence message. But it was just how the timing of things, like literally I'd copied and pasted the messages and to check what had been said after that. But then literally in the moments as I am typing and translating, this new batch goes, which is like on a completely different vein. And how, like without somebody having context, could think how insensitive and like my message was, when it was just, there wasn't intentionality in that vein at all. It was the furthest thing from my mind. So it's just that constantly like holding space for there being like the benefit of the doubt. And even though things can obviously on a surface level reactively look one way, that it's possible there's another entire explanation that was not considered. So yes, good reminder for me on that note. Then this could be just a mistranslation. Something could be lost in translation. So I see posted, and I'm busy translating, and some people have messaged something that is translating as, may you know, or may you have, or may you know no more sorrow. I don't know, but like I say, something could be lost in translation. Just the thing that stood out for me here was, there's kind of this Western, I found like from an Eastern perspective, there's more of an embracing of all the seasons and all of life and all aspects and all emotions, with less of a judgment and just with an isness. And then from a Western perspective, there seems more of this tendency towards the feel good, what's light and easy and happy and up, and a movement away from what's challenging and intense and hard, and to almost like want to immediately snap oneself out of more challenging emotions, heavier emotions, and that sometimes there's a gift, like sometimes slowing down, and because with like whether it's depression or anxiety or frustration or there's just different aspects and faces to things. I remember Marianne Williamson, one of her books was actually just talking about, because sometimes it's slowing down and introspecting. And there's all these other And also just the idea that just like in colors in painting, we would never ever dream of minimizing or reducing the color palette. It's like you want all the colors, even the dark, somber colors, because they all use together to create. There's something bigger, there's a whole that's created that's more than the sum of the parts, and they're beautiful and they serve. And they create contrast, and the same thing with music. You know, there's a set like scale of notes that goes in a number of scales. And you wouldn't want to reduce that to have less available for creation. And with food, all from an Eastern perspective, when there's bitter, sour, salty, umami, like all of these, sweet. It's imagine just having an experience of only sweet forever. It's like, so just in that respect, equally, to develop an appreciation for all of life's emotional palettes. That yes, some things are more emotional, are more challenging, and they can be painful, but they're also beautiful, and they have gifts. They have gifts of awareness, of greater capacity and compassion for ourselves and others. Wow, they have like growth potential. There's so much that they gift us with, that even though they're challenging, the challenge doesn't make something to sort of reason not to have it or to move away from it, because in so many other aspects it's what we lean towards, you know, like we've meant, like in sports or in learning something. That aspect of challenge is what makes it stimulating and engaging. So yeah, that was on that note, and just a final tie-up. Was really lovely. It was just nice to see it in action. So in the place that I'm staying right now, because it's related to the work function, so it is like a work accommodation. So it is like a hotel, and it's nice to see they had like a little thing that I can hang on my door to skip the daily clean, just in terms of environmentally, which makes sense, because I mean, like, I know that I shower before I get into bed, so I'm pretty much clean as I get in, and it's just me, and I've used the room so minimally that saving of water and stuff. And also there's even a thing with like communication with your towels. Like at home, I use it for a week, you know, and then linens get done in a week. They're not done every single day. And it just makes sense. Like here also there's an option of, if you want your towels cleaned, put them like in the shower or in the bath. Otherwise, you know, you can use the same towel for another day. And nice to see it in action. And they also had these waters, I think it's Earth Concepts, which was so stunning. It's just nice to see a brand like this get a big contract like this from the hotel group. So this, instead of being like a non-profit going and looking for sponsorship and funding, here in terms of social enterprise, you've got this water. So they've got it also packaged in more sustainable packaging. And the water, 100% of the net profits goes to sustainable water projects. Because something like 6,000 people, I think maybe it's a day, there's a number of 6,000 that people that lose their lives due to not having access to clean water and like sanitation. So they're working on a ground level with other organizations and with places to grow the awareness and make sure that from the ground level, whatever initiatives are supported by the local people. But it was just, they've got water and I think coffee, and then they've got some sort of like filter cooling system that can be put into restaurants. But it just was lovely that this is like so, and to see this brand in a hotel chain, knowing that they're getting these big contracts, just really, really wonderful. And the other one as well was, as I got to the airport, there's a brand also, and all these also local, which is really nice to see, also local support. A brand of personal care products called Rituals, which is actually a B Corp certified. And they are also, what's so stunning here is like the move in the hotel chains not to have those dinky little bottles and those dinky little soaps that, constantly either with the amount of packaging or they get thrown away, but to have like bigger containers which are fixed and then they get just refilled. So they've got those. And the brand is this Rituals brand, which is the certified B Corp of a personal care product. So yeah, it was just really lovely to see all those aspects. So Precious Heart here is to celebrating the businesses that are showing that there's another way, and it is possible. Gosh, yeah, it's possible to come up with social enterprise and other angles to your solutions, where you've got a business model providing a solution on its own, and then through the profits of that, you're sustaining and supporting another initiative. Wow. And here is to embracing the entire palette of human emotions, and for cultivating that spirit of benefit of the doubt, that even however obvious it looks, that an intention or something did not come from some good whole place, to just benefit of the doubt that maybe there is an explanation that we haven't